A Glimpse into Chamadao by Adithis, World Cultures. Tea, a drink that most people across all cultures enjoy today, has its origins in southern China. The ancient Chinese started growing tea from around the 10th century BCE. It was one of the most widely traded commodities in the Silk Road and has been responsible for the growth of many cultures around it. One of the most important trade routes in history is the Silk Road. The Silk Road connected cultures of the East and the West. Along the Silk Road was a route where tea was traded for horses, primarily between China, who was selling the tea, and Tibet, who was trading their horses for the tea. That came to be known as the Tea Horse Road, or Chamadao. There were other commodities like sugar and salt that were traded along this road, but they weren't as common as the tea and horse trade. The ancient Chinese people who had ample tea growing in various regions in China traded to the Tibetans for their valuable horses. They even traded their tea to lands all the way to India. Tea was commonly grown in southern China. It grew mainly on rainy hillsides. Tea that was traded with Tibet was being made from the plant's leaves, twigs, and stems. It was then compressed and shaped into a large block, or a brick. One Tibetan horse was worth 130 pounds of brick tea. The horse road dates back to the period of the Tang Dynasty, which is 618 AD to 1907 AD, and the Tibetan Tubo regime. It is said to have developed more during the Song Dynasty, which was 960 AD to 1279 AD. During the 18th century AD, the tea and horse trade became less popular and began to die out. During World War II, the Tea Horse Road was revived as all the trading highways and coastal cities in China were blocked and occupied by the Japanese army. So this route became the only link between China and India. At this time, many businesses flourished along this route. However, after the war during Chairman Mao's time, the Tea Horse Road was blocked. The ancient Tea Horse Road stretched from Yang in Sichuan province to Lhasa, the capital of Tibet. Over centuries, this route has extended to Bhutan, Sikkim, Nepal, India, Western Asia, and even the Red Sea coast in Western Africa. The ancient Tea Horse Road was the longest trade route in the world. However, traveling along the route was very dangerous, as there were zigzagging roads, steep mountains, and dangerous waters. Hence, the only transportation that was possible was mabang, which was a horse group carrying goods. This is what made the ancient Tea Horse Road unique. The Tea Horse Road served as an important bridge for international cultural and economic exchange between China and Tibet, and places even as far as India. It resulted in both exchange of local commodities between these regions and along with its cultural ideas and practices. The road also served as a passage for migration as well as a channel for cultural communication among the ethnic groups in western China. Even though silk was not traded on this route, the Chamadao has been termed the Southern Silk Road of China because of its contribution to the economic and cultural aspects of Chinese history. The Tibetans traded horses for tea as it was a way of keeping themselves warm during the cold winters. Tea was also a means of keeping themselves hydrated while not having to drink the dirty water. The Chinese traded tea for horses as they needed the horses for war so that they could ride into battle rather than run. The amount of trading for tea and horses between the Chinese and the Tibetans grew during the war between the Mongols and the Chinese as China needed more horses for the war.